Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to The Marketplace. It's an unusual show today. Today we'll discuss Ghana's energy future, exploring transition, sustainability, and innovation. My guest will be Engineer Justice Ohene Akoto, Executive Director, Africa Sustainable Energy Center. Plus, we have a look ahead to the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair. Just days away, we'll have one of the experts in the studio. First, here's what's trending in news. The city has erased its third quarter losses as year-to-date appreciation now stands at 37%, recording its strongest gains in a week against the dollar. Also in the headlines, Face Solutions is anticipating robust economic growth for Ghana for the remainder of 2025. In its September 2025 monthly outlook, the UK-based firm said easing inflation helped by a stronger exchange rate will support growth for the rest of the year. And some of the country's donors and investors are still skeptical about government's commitment to fiscal discipline after the IMF program. Meanwhile, the chief executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewa, has urged government to desist from excessive spending on social programs and interventions. Those are your headlines. We will be right back. Welcome back. My name is Darrell Kwao. We begin with our exchange this afternoon. Ghana stands at a critical crossroads in the energy journey, balancing the urgent need for reliable and affordable power with ambitious goals to transition to cleaner, sustainable sources. Today, we explore what the future holds for Ghana's energy sector, the challenges we face, and the opportunities that innovation and regional cooperation can unlock for every Ghanaian. My guest for the exchange is Engineer Justice Ohene Akoto, Executive Director, Africa Sustainable Energy Center. ASEC, thank you so much for joining us here on the Marketplace and for the exchange. I want to begin with your description of how you describe the current state of Ghana's energy sector, particularly when it comes to access, reliability, and affordability for the ordinary Ghanaian.
Thank you very much, Darrell, for having me. And then I say good afternoon to your viewers as well. So, talking about the Ghana energy sector, regarding the energy access, it is improving. At the moment, you have about 90% energy access. When you look at the sub-region around the West Africa, we are the second, just behind Cape Verde, who has about 98%. So it is improving. I remember somewhere 2018, I was in Italy for the World Energy Week, and I engaged the Moroccan and then the Egypt minister. By then, universal energy access they were not too sure about it. That was 2018. But today, Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco has universal energy access. So the Africa Sustainable Energy Center, we put up the ASEC Energy Outlook, where we are looking at what did they do right, that within a short time, they've been able to reach a universal energy access, so that at least Ghana can also learn from. We are at a good place, but
yeah, what did you find? I'm curious now.
Also, basically, they did a lot of hybrid model. You know, I always say that when it comes to Africa, we are talking about a direct transition. But then every region has its own peculiar needs. So Africa needs a hybrid approach. We have to find a way to make our oil and gas sustainable, by investing into carbon capture technologies. And then also expanding our renewable energy access as well. Morocco has one of the biggest energy plans that they are even thinking of exporting some to Europe. And they also did a lot of rural electrification as well. It was vigorous. They took it as a national project. All hands on deck, all their minds, their hearts, and their all hands on deck. And then they were able to do it. So these were some of the projects that they rolled out within a short time that they've been able to reach universal energy access.
Oh, well, there's plenty to talk right now about a cleaner energy, and Ghana has made a commitment to that. Tell us what a just and inclusive energy transition looks like in terms of our developmental needs.
Yeah, so when it comes to this, a just transition should be reducing of emissions that is tied to livelihoods and jobs as well. So in as much as we are thinking about, for us to be able to do this, we need to adopt the hybrid approach that we always talk about. So the hybrid approach is that, when you look at Ghana's capacity at the moment, about 70% of our generation comes from thermal. So we can't just take it off, replace with hydrogen. We need to be innovative, find a way to make our fossil fuels sustainable. That is investing heavily into carbon capture technologies. And then also, mostly, they all have their pros and cons. And also invest heavily into the renewable energy sector as well. An example is you have a 70% of your generation being thermal. We all saw the fluctuations within the oil sector this year. At the beginning of the year, it was around $85 per barrel. It went to 65. That is when around July, June, we saw a drastic reduction. But when the global tensions happened, what did we see?
Sorry, right?
Exactly right. So if your 70% of your generation is coming from thermal, then you are in trouble. It's going to affect the flow and also even the oil prices. So over here, if you have a very good mix, you can fall on the renewable energy one. So they all have their pros and cons. You need to find a way to marry them with a hybrid approach.
And Ghana has a significant renewable energy potential, the sun alone, right? And so talk to us about the opportunities and what the barriers are right now in scaling up.
Also, it's a lot. ISEC made a research on wind. And then we noticed that Ghana has a very much potential on wind energy. And even when we look at the SWA report in 2015 by the World Bank and then the Swiss as well, we identify some ports within Ghana, like the Afram Plains and then the others. With a wind turbine, you need just about 3.5 meters per second of wind to turn a wind turbine. And Ghana, when we look at the bands, we are from band 2 to 6. And Ghana falls within a very good band, which means Ghana is viable when it comes to wind energy. And even when it comes to solar, we have a very good radiance that we will be able to harness our solar energy as well. So Ghana is very viable when it comes to renewable energy. But there are 4 main areas when it comes to some of these things. First of all, we need to tackle technology and innovation. We have some power plants here. We've not been able to feed any of them into the grid. ASEC did a research regarding the one we did in Laura. What are some of the issues? The whole thing is that when you feed your solar into the grid, it's going to destabilize the frequency. And there's a plus or minus. Once there's some disruptions, you are going to collapse the system, where you have to take the heavy load, something that we call the AFLS, that's the automatic frequency load shedding. So these are some of the technical stuff that we have to resolve. Another technical issue, let's look at electric e-mobility, electric vehicles. You can't just put 1,000 electric vehicles on the grid. You are going to destabilize it. So we need to find a way to integrate even the electric vehicles onto the grid as well. So there's a technical bottleneck. And also, there's a policy bit as well. We need to make our policy very much interesting to attract investors. And also, we also have to take the box of business model. We need to have a very good business model, even thinking about restructuring our power purchase agreements that we have over here. And the last one has to do with environmental friendliness and sustainability. Whatever we are doing, is it sustainable? Is it environmentally friendly? So these are some of the barriers that we need to check within these 4 areas.
Yeah, you make a point about emerging technologies or innovation in energy systems. How easy or how difficult is it right now to invest in it? We are talking about smart grids, energy storage, digital platforms. How is it crucial in shaping our sustainable energy future?
Oh, now I always say that a country is as powerful as the energy sector. We also saw global tensions and how countries were defending themselves. So once your power sector is gone, the country is collapsed. This is a time that we need to invest heavily into smart technologies, into emerging technologies. We look at ECG. ECG makes losses about 32%. These are power that are not being recovered. And then we tend to send engineers to the field to go collect bills. There are smart meters that can go and collect the bills for us. So we need to invest into some of this stuff. We need to invest into making our system robust. This is an issue where as soon as we see the wind coming, the system collapses. This is an issue. And then even mostly investing more into AI, artificial intelligence. And this is a two-way affair. You know, there's a technology bit and there's a behavioral. So an example with the ECG, the 32%, power theft is the people. And some of these things, the way to curb them is technology. So if the people are a bit constrained that are involved in power theft, how do you control them? With smart technologies, with smart meters. I was in Panama last 2 weeks talking about the World Energy Week, and one of the issues that a country raised was that power theft was an issue. And Japan, the guy from Japan was like, he was surprised to hear something like this. It was like that happened about 45 years ago.
Wow.
And then when we look at the Asian countries, China, and then all the other people, they are now moving from smart meters to the postpaid meters as well. So there's a behavioral bit as well as a people, as a country, that we can also help make it better. So if you get a technical right and the behavioral right, yeah, we should be good to go.
This makes us sound like we are way back. We've just got a minute or two. Talk to us about key policy shifts or regulatory reforms needed to accelerate Ghana's energy transition.
Yeah, the first thing that this morning we issued a press statement about the IPPs. You know, the independent power producers are about 45% of our generation. And then there is a case we have to treat them fairly. There have been a lot of debts. As at the moment, the government is owing them about 1.2 billion. And then if you're operating in an environment where the money you need to operate is not really coming, that becomes an issue. So that is something that we can look at. We can also look at restructuring our power purchase agreements. And then the other bit is we need to see our energy space as a business. An example was within 2016, 2017, we signed a lot of IPPs. What happened to them? We kept most of them down. We kept paying for them, but we have a West African power pool. We could have had negotiations with other countries where the spinning reserve that we're having as a country, we could have exported it to them, we'd have made money, rather than accruing those debts.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Engineer Justice Ohina Kutu, Executive Director, Africa Sustainable Energy Center. Thank you so much for making time to speak on the exchange. I'm sure we'll engage in future. You're watching The Marketplace. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we've got a look ahead to the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair. Farm will be in the studio to tell us how they're gearing up for the fair and what to expect. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to The Marketplace. Now, at a time when workplace safety and brand identity are becoming inseparable, Farm Limited is stepping into the spotlight. It is positioning itself not just as a safety supplier, but as a partner in professional identity and workplace assurance. Farm will be one of the exhibitors at the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair taking place from the 31st of October to the 2nd of November at Good Park near Accra Mall. And joining me in studio, Ajoy Jewa Kodia, who is Accra branch manager of Farm Limited. Thank you so much for joining us as we count down to the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair. Tell us a bit more about your company and what you do.
First of all, I would want to say hi to my director and go straight to the point. Farm Limited, actually, we are a safety company that wants to make sure wherever you find yourself, whichever working environment, we want to make sure that you are fully protected from your head to your toes. And so we are there to supply quality items to make sure that you are fully safe and protected going out there to work. So basically, that's what we do. And we are not only with, it is not only safety items or safety supplies that we do. We have one of the most quality, let me say, publication services we can offer. We have a publication service and also an embroidery company to make sure that if you want to stitch anything in any dress, wherever, we are there to serve you from that angle also.
Yeah, and workplace safety is very important. Happy to know you're also into embroidery and stuff like that. I'm also told that you have one of the largest ranges of safety footwear in Ghana. Talk to us about that and what that selection looks like and what markets you serve.
Okay, so if we say we have one of the largest supply when it comes to boots, at Right Farm, we believe that however you're stepping out of your home to where you're going, it is your feet that is carrying you. And in so do we want to make sure that whatever you're going to do, we have that safety boot or that type of boot to supply. When it comes to slip-on, when it comes to the heavy boots for heavy sites, the mining sites, engineers, we have safety boots that are not very heavy. It looks like what you're wearing around, very nice and presentable, but it is also safety. So when it comes to Right Farm and safety boots, we don't joke with it at all.
Which major companies or organizations are currently your clients?
You want me to mention their names?
You can.
We have a lot. Not currently, but for some time now, we have companies like Interplus, where we did mass sewing for their staff. That was a huge one. There's a big company in Kumasi, Geodrill, GTS, Atlantic. We have quite a number. We do businesses with them. Morvis Logistics, a lot of them.
Yeah. Talk to our audience about what distinguishes your products from other products on the markets and from your competitors. What makes your products unique?
Okay, so this is something I always say. When you go to other companies, you realize that some of their brands, you get them, and when you take it to where you want to use them, you're unable to use it. When it comes to Right Farm, we have quite a number of clients, and so we don't keep our staff there for long. We make sure that our items, they don't keep long at the port. We want to make sure that you're taking it to the site and it won't give you any problems. And so that's the difference. You may think that, oh, I got this here. You can get it from there. You get it from Right Farm. You compare the two, the same duration, the same thing you're using them for. And you can attest to the fact that ours is unique.
Great. And so we are just a few days away to the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fairs. I believe that you have expectations. What are your expectations? Why should people come and check Right Farm Limited?
Okay, first of all, I think the SME Fair is a great idea. Now, here's the thing. We sit in the office or the shop, and we are waiting for people to come and buy or people to give us orders. In this case, we are going to the Good Park from 31st to 2nd, and we have a number of people coming around to get one or two. So we are very sure and certain that we're going to have a number of people coming to us to purchase from us. So we think that will help us a lot, and it's a good idea.
Yeah, so everybody from the 28th, or is it the 31st to the 2nd?
Yeah,
right?
31st
of October to the 2nd of November. Check out Right Farm Limited at the EcoBank Joy Business SME Fair. I want to give you some time to advertise your company. How can people reach out to you? What numbers can they call? Where are you located? Talk to our audience.
Okay, so we have told you, or we have said what we do already. We have 4 branches across Ghana, 5 actually. Accra here, we are behind the old Kasapa FM. We are right there. Kumasi, we are 2 places. Santasi and Asafo.
Just in case people don't know where the old Kasapa FM is.
Old Kasapa Soul Filling Station. We are right there. From Commercial Bank, there are 2 traffic lights very close to the other. You use the left hand, we are right there. Yes, and Kumasi, we are 2 places, Santase and Asafo. Asafo, we are just opposite the Las Palmas restaurant. Santase, Star Junction, or Boasi, we are at Stadium Junction, and then Sunyani between the first and second gate, Magazine Main Road.
Okay.
We are there. And then our publication shop is also at Tech, and then our embroidery shop is also at Santase. So if you want to reach out to us, you can call 0244 798009.
0244 79
8009. You can also reach us on rifarminfo@gmail.com.
All right. So, Ajoy Joao Kodie, Accra Branch Manager, Rye Farm Limited. Good to see you. She's an old-time friend, I should say.
Thank you for the
Thanks for coming around for the marketplace. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
On our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We're leaving you with internationals for today. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.